Okay, so let's look at an example. Here this question is given. So you can see there is a 3.3 kilo ohm resistor, 20 volt applied, N type JFET is there. Direction you can see VGS 1 kilo ohm, 1 mega ohm. Okay, you have to calculate the value of VGS, ID, VDS, VED, VS, VG. Given quantities are IDSS is equal to 8 milliampere, VP is equal to minus 6 volts. Since it is minus, so it means it is VGS cutoff. Okay, if you remember, pinch off voltage can be negative as well as positive. In the transfer characteristics, it will be negative, which is VGS cutoff, and in the drain characteristics, it will be positive. Okay, that is VP. So I hope you have the drain characteristics and transfer characteristic in your head. Okay, so quickly we'll go to the solution. So here you can see, first you take this KVL in this branch input loop. So you will get VGS is equal to minus ID into 1 kilo ohm. The current is in this direction. Okay, since it is N type. Now if you will see, first assume that it is in saturation region. Okay, so you can apply this equation. ID is equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS divided by VGS cutoff whole square. This is given 8. 1 minus will multiply with the minus will become positive, ID into 1. If you will see, I have removed kilo ohm and milliampere. By default, I am assuming that whatever value of ID will come out, it will come out in milliampere. Okay, so that is one thing you can do to make calculation less. Okay, so I have removed the value of resistance in kilo ohm and currents in milliampere, and whatever the value of ID will come, that will come in milliampere. Okay, so this is one kind of a shortcut, you can say, calculation hack. So ID will be equal to 8 into 1 minus ID divided by 6 whole square. If you will open it, you will get ID is equal to 8, 1 plus ID square divided by 36 minus ID divided by 3. If you will rearrange the terms, you will get 0.22 ID square minus 3.667 ID plus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. So it will give two values. ID1 will be 14.047 milliampere and ID is equal to 2.58 milliampere. Okay, now you will cross one value because this 14 milliampere is greater than our 8 milliampere IDSS. So whatever the current will be, it will be less than 8 milliampere. Remember the transfer characteristics. Okay, so you will neglect this first guy and the ID value you will take is 2.58 milliampere. Okay, now once you have the value of ID, you can plug the value here, this equation, and you will get VGS is equal to minus 2.58 volt. Okay, which is minus 2.58 milliampere into 1 kilo ohm. Now since you have values of VGS and ID now, so what you can do is, we are done with two of our quantities, this guy and this guy. Now we will calculate VDS. For that we will apply KVL at output loop. So minus 20 plus 4.3 K ID plus VDS. So this is 3.3 plus 1 kilo ohm, that is 4.3 kilo ohm. Okay, once you have this, you rearrange the term, you will get VDS is equal to 20 minus 4.3 K ID. Okay, you plug the value of ID here and the value of VDS you will get is 8.306 volt, which is positive value. Okay, now from here let's go for VD. So now you have the value of VDS. So VD will be 20 minus 3.3K ID. Okay, how? Because I have applied KVL in this path. Okay, from here to here. Okay, and then this. So from 20 volt to 3.3 kilo ohm, then VD you have to calculate. VD means the potential at D drain with respect to ground. Okay, so that is what I have calculated. So when you apply KVL, you will get this 20 minus 3.3k ID. If you plug the value of ID here, you will get the value of VD 11.486 volt. Now you have value of VDS, value of VD. So by combining both of them, you will get VS. VS will be VD minus VDS. That is 11.486 minus 8.306. That will give you 2.58 volts. Okay, that is source voltage. Means this point with respect to ground. Okay, the voltage is 2.58. Potential at S. Okay, whenever we calculate a potential at one point, it will be calculated to with respect to ground only. So we are done with these five quantities. Now the only thing remaining is VG. So you have the value of VS now. Use it. VGS is equal to VG minus VS. That is VG minus 2.58. The value of VGS is 2.58. Value of S is 2.58. Value of VGS we have calculated here. You can see 2.58 minus 2.58. So VG value will be 0. Okay, which is, you can see here, since there will be no current across this 1 mega ohm resistor, negligible current, so you can assume that the drop across this will be 0, and this ground is connected to VG, and that's why it is 0 volt. Okay, so I hope you got the feel how we have calculated the node potentials and the currents. Now you have to check. You have assumed that it is in saturation, whether it is in saturation or not. So you saw the curve, transfer characteristics, 8 milliampere was the IDSS value, here IDSS value. Then this was the VGS cutoff, which is minus 6 volts, and this is the voltage VGS minus 2.58 volt, where the current is 2.58 milliampere. Okay, and here if you will see, the main difference it will be created here at the drain characteristics. So you will see here, this is the pinch off voltage 6 volts, and this is the linear region, this is the saturation region, this is the breakdown region. So you are somewhere here, because your value is 11 point sorry, I made a mistake. I think I should be 8.306. okay, so what I'll do is I'll write it. So 8.306 volts, that is the value of VDS. Where it is, 8.306. okay, this value is 8.306. so by mistake I wrote that. So 8.306 is, you can see, greater than pinch off voltage. Okay, so you are lying in this region where the current is 2.58 milliampere. So you are actually in saturation region. So whatever your assumption was, it is correct. It is in saturation region only. Okay, so it had to be the VDS value. The VDS value had to be greater than the pinch off voltage. Okay, and you saw that it is greater at saturation region, means your assumption was correct. Okay, so that is how you will solve. But now the main point I will come to. Now I'll remove this as well. So I hope it is clear. So now let's do one more activity. If I will change, I'll show here. If I will change this value polarity, if I'll change, instead of 20 volt, if I'll take minus 20 volt, I will change this transistor to P type. Current direction will be in the up direction, and if I'll calculate the same stuff, this all things, and also the pinch off voltage I will take plus 6 volt, IDSS value will be 8 milliamperes. Then what will be these values? Okay, VG, Q, VGS, ID, VDS. So we will see an example where we will look for this kind of problem. Okay, so let's look at the same example, but here we are applying minus 20 volt. The current direction is in upward direction. This time it is P type. 1 mega ohm, 1 kilo ohm and 3.3 kilo ohm are same. Okay, and the values of IDSS is 8 milliampere and VP is plus 6 volt. Positive means it is VGS cutoff. Okay, given to you. So mostly it will be happening that every time it will be written VP value only, but you keep your transfer characteristics and drain characteristics in your head for P type and N type, and from there you can extract whether it is VGS cutoff or VP, okay, which is used in drain characteristics. Sometimes it is confusing, so I hope it is clear. So now again do the same analysis. Let's do it. So apply the KVL at input side. You will get VGS is equal to ID into 1 kilo ohm. Okay, the current is in this direction. Remember, in N type it was in this direction. Okay, so I'll make an arrow. So now you have VGS value of ID is into 1 kilo ohm. Now again assume saturation. So ID will be equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS divided by VGS cutoff whole square. Plug the values. ID is equal to 8, 1 minus ID into 1 divided by 6. Okay, this is also positive and VGS cutoff is also positive. Okay, now you see that the same equation we are getting. ID is equal to 8, 1 minus ID divided by 6 whole square, which we got last time. So quickly I'll write the equation. 0.22 ID square minus 3.667 ID plus 8 is equal to 0. This will give two values of ID again, 14.047, 2.58 milliampere. We will take the second one because the first one is greater than IDSS, which is not possible. Once you have the value of ID, you can calculate the value of VGS by plugging the value here at this position. ID is equal to VGS is equal to ID into 1 kilo ohm. That will give you 2.58 volts. Okay, which is positive here. You can see that it is positive. So now you have the two values, VGS and ID. So quickly we will calculate the other values. Now again you apply the KVL at this full branch output loop. So it will be starting from minus 20. So plus 20 minus 4.3 kilo ohm ID, because the current is in this direction and we are coming in this direction. So ID plus VDS is equal to 0. VDS you can calculate the same stuff, but this time it is minus 8.306 volts. Okay, now again you take the KVL at the upper half of the output loop, that is here. You will get VD is equal to minus 20 plus 3.3 kilo ohm ID. If you plug the values, you will get minus 11.486 volts. Okay, once you have VD value, VDS value, you will get VS value is equal to VD minus VDS, which is minus 11.486 plus 8.306, which is minus 2.58 volt. It is negative, you can see. Okay, then again you have the value of VGS is equal to VG minus VS. You have the value of VS now, so you can calculate the value of VG. VGS is 2.58, VS is 2.58, minus of minus 2.58 is plus. Okay, So you will get Vg is equal to 0 volt. Okay, so I hope you got the calculation. So if you will go below, you will see still you have to check the saturation, whether it is in saturation or not. So you saw this is IDSS value 8 milliampere, this is 2 milliampere at 2.58 VGS value, and 6 volt is VGS cutoff. Okay, and here you will see the drain characteristics. Then this point is minus 6 volt VP, and this at this somewhere location minus 8.306 volt, which is the value of VDS. You have the current value of 2.58 milliampere, and you are in saturation region. Why? Because the VDS value is greater than pinch off voltage. Okay, so you are lying in saturation region, means whatever assumption you had initially, it is true, and your FET P type P channel JFET is working in saturation region. Okay, so what I am trying to say is, I will conclude next. So this is the conclusion. Okay, so here you can see, it is very important conclusion. So what we did is, we changed the supply voltage from plus 20 volt to minus 20 volt. We changed the current direction. Okay, it was downside and now it is upside, source to drain. It was drain to source before. We changed the JFET. Previously it was N type, now it is P type. Rest everything is same. Okay, these resistors were same. So what the differences we got? We got that the values, the magnitude values will be same, but the polarities value will be different for all the branch currents and the node voltages. Okay, so we had VP value for N type was positive, it was negative in P type. VGS value was negative in N type, VGS value was positive in P type, VGS cutoff was negative in N type, VGS cutoff was positive in P type, VDS value was positive in N type, VDS value was negative in P type. So what I am trying to say is, if you do this activity, if you convert the supply voltage, current direction and the FET and the VP values, then what will happen? It will, whatever the node voltages and current you will calculate in the circuit, the magnitudes will be same, only the polarities will be different. Okay, that is what we saw in the previous example. So this is the point I want to mention. So note, if you change the supply voltage polarity and current direction, the question for P type can be made. As a result, the magnitudes of branch current and node voltages will not change, only the polarities will change. Okay, so whenever you see a P type question, if I would have given you this question, sometimes students get demotivated. This question, if I give, students get demotivated by looking at P type. Okay, and what happens is, they do calculation mistakes and they are not sure of what value they have calculated. Okay, so the trick is, convert the question into N format by changing it to supply voltage to opposite polarity, current opposite. Okay, and changing the FET and the cutoff voltages. Okay, and whatever values you will get in this circuit, the magnitudes will be similar, only the polarities will be changed. So you can come back and change the polarity. That is the way you can solve P type questions. Okay, P type related circuits. So that is the message I wanted to give. Here also I have written, my suggestion is to convert P to N type and then solve the questions. Whatever voltages, currents you have to calculate after converting into N type, because most of the students are comfortable with N type, and then switch back to P type. Okay, and this is valid for not only JFET. You can also do it with MOSFETs and BJTs, bipolar junction transistors. Okay, so just to get a feel of it, I would suggest to go on and do this same activity with BJT. Okay, if you see some NPN type of question, some circuit question, biasing related question, where you have NPN transistor, convert it into P-type and calculate all the voltages and currents in the circuit. You will see that the magnitudes will be same, only the polarities will be different. Okay, so I want to just put an idea that whenever you see a P-type circuit, convert into N-type and then solve it, rather than directly solving the P-type, and it will create confusion. You don't have to remember extra curves or P-type. You can convert into N-type, use N-type characteristics, that is drain characteristics and transfer characteristics, revert back to P-type by converting the polarities. Okay, so you will get a better feel, confidence of solving the question. So that is all I wanted to mention in this example.